Welcome to Kingdom Family Abroad.
Well, we are so happy that you guys are joining us. This is our first official podcast.
Hmm.
And if you have not had a chance to join us before, because it's our first one, click like, follow, and subscribe so that you can stay in tune and up to date with our show. Yes?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so we have been talking about building your spiritual art and things that go on in the Christian sect that we don't talk about on a regular, right? And one of the things that you mentioned about is church hurt. Yes?
Yes, church hurt. Yeah, that can be a deterrent from building your spiritual arc.
So recently, there has been an issue that has come out. And, us being from Atlanta, I felt that we should definitely address it. There is Pastor um, Bryan Meadows,
Mm.
who is the senior pastor at Embassy City Church in Austell, Georgia, who has admitted on a recent podcast that he had a 13-year, well, he said 12-year affair with the co-pastor Stephanie Prescott.
Mm.
Now, Stephanie, surprisingly, afterwards, well, not surprisingly, she did come out and confirm that it was not, in fact, a 12-year affair, but a 13-year affair. And during that time, she wrote a book similar to what you're talking about church hurt. And when she wrote the book, she didn't name names because she wanted to protect him. But in that process, she ended up having a abortion. So now she's dealing with the hurt of, an innocent child being aborted in the process, and for fear of what people would say if she, in fact, had have had this child while being married.
Mm.
And she joined the church in her early 20s with her then boyfriend, fiance, husband. So they she said the pastor encouraged them to get married even though he was actually having an affair with her.
Mm.
She's now divorced, but her ex-husband has been very supportive in helping her in the healing process, and she apologized to the congregation and she apologized to the ex-husband. Where I want to discuss is why not apologize to the wife? Why not apologize to Miss Meadows, his wife, who is still married to Pastor Bryan Meadows? And it's like a 13-year affair. And so, on one end, Stephanie is saying that she felt that she was groomed because she came to the church as a very young at a young age, but she ended up being one of the co-pastors.
Mm.
So they're ministering together, spending time together. Do you feel like there's a level of extra added level of disrespect that she didn't publicly apologize to his wife?
Perhaps, yes, because she was in the dark,
13 years.
Yeah, and you walking around like everything's all good. Of course, you has your suspicions, but
Hmm.
we
So
don't
you
really
feel
pay
like the
attention.
wife had suspicions.
Had to have. I mean, red flags, something to tip her off. I mean,
So why do you feel the wife? Do you feel that his wife, as of right now, has not come out and said anything? But we've been married what
23 years.
23 years. So 12 years, 13 years of an affair, and you don't apologize to the wife. um, and you were one of the co-pastors. That's the hard part for me. Is this isn't someone that didn't go to the church or maybe didn't even know he was a pastor, or someone that was in a totally different lifestyle. You're preaching with him, alongside him.
Yeah, that'd be tough because you have to realize that they have come in contact. there have been
Hmm.
some contact. There have been face to face and had conversations.
Hmm.
You
Who,
know.
when you say they, who's
Oh,
that saying?
the wife and the young
First
lady.
lady.
You're
The
right.
first lady and the co-pastor.
Right.
Hmm.
So there have been, conversations between the two. 13 years, come on, they have face to face sometime,
So you feel the wife knew?
Had to have. I mean,
Oh my. Okay. And I'm sure now the comments, it's going to be down in the, it's going to be a lot of response to that. So the question we can ask you all is, do you feel the wife knew? I mean, and that's a huge assumption though, because if the wife knew, why not say anything? That takes a lot of strength.
yeah,
I
keep
don't.
up a facade that long, maybe for personal reason, maybe for the church. I don't know. Um, because sometimes we feel we have to keep up the facade, keep up that mask, not let everybody know what's going on behind scenes.
But in
Or,
fairness to the wife, let's hold on a second. Let's back up. He encouraged her to marry her fiance instead of letting go of the relationship. So it was a point before she got married that she wanted to not get married. And her pastor and the first lady encouraged her to get married. Allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly because the wife has not come out and spoke for herself.
mm,
Now, that being said, could that have been maybe a little bit of the manipulation? Like, I want you to be married so it doesn't let my wife know.
yeah, cover up, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a possibility that maybe she didn't see it. Maybe, and I get women's intuition, but um that's a question I could ask a lot of women, which is, do you think that if your husband was having a 13-year affair, you would know? Because keep in mind, she's preaching, she's coming around both him and his wife, she's involved in the church, so she's keeping up the facade as well.
Yeah.
And that's where a little bit of the lack of ownership I feel and jealousy towards the wife is. It's an unspoken jealousy because when you finally do apologize, you don't apologize to the wife.
Mm. Well, I feel all three parties knew. You know, just my opinion.
All three, you feel the wife knew.
I'm just trying. I believe they all knew. I mean,
So what if she didn't know?
if she didn't know, if we didn't know the wife,
If the wife didn't know,
if the
yes.
wife didn't know, we come from that perspective that if she didn't know, then she's the only one in the dark.
Well, the
She
husband didn't know either. So she told
didn't
her
know. The husband
her
didn't know.
ex-husband,
Oh, that.
the ex-husband did not know.
Mm,
So how this came out was allegedly the pastor, when he was on the podcast, said that one of the prophets, shout out to this prophet, in 2024, he stated that he, I think it was Father's Day of 2024, he stated that he does believe that he was having an affair with the co-pastor. And the pastor Bryan Meadows, acknowledged it to the congregation privately, and he said it was a blessing to come out and share. So, yes, while we do understand we don't know all the details of the information, we definitely do want to talk about this and share this because this falls in line with what you're saying about church hurt. I'm not saying she's not a victim in grooming, but I am saying that it is definitely so many layers to it. So I pray for healing for that congregation. And I pray that people understand that people are human, but you do have to take the separation of the God and what people do.
mm. I agree. I agree.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Um, if you would like to give, please give to the Cash App. We appreciate the support. It supports this podcast so we can continue to talk about this. And we're going to have you guys back for part 2 of this conversation. What's the Cash App?
Artias Greer, capital A, RTEUS. Grier.
Thanks for watching. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe.